What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So I'm watching Mav Hoffa's podcast, and French Montana is a guest on the show. Now, a lot of y'all know how I feel about French Montana. I'm not a fan of French for real. French is one of them individuals who gets by off charisma and swagger rather than bars or having a real flow or dope cadence, so on and so forth. But it is what it is, right? It's not about his rap skills. This video is not about that, right? French is he's on the My Expert Opinion podcast, Mav Hoffa podcast, and he's talking about the death of rappers. And he's talking about how being a rapper is like one of the most dangerous professions in the world. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he's getting to, right? It's one of the most dangerous professions in the world. It's more dangerous than being in Iraq or being at war or something like that. Something along those lines of what he said. And every time a rapper says this, I cringe. Because y'all got to knock it off. It's not dangerous to be a rapper. It's dangerous to be a street rapper. Why is that? Because street rappers talk about violence. They try to perpetuate a lifestyle of violence so they can make it seem like they're living out their raps, because we're in a day and age where you got to be living what you really saying. So these dudes are talking about doing drills, doing hits, so on and so forth. So they try to perpetuate their lifestyle in real life, right? They try to put themselves in hood scenarios and environments to seem authentic. Some of them warrant danger or attracted by how they carry themselves, the energy they put out into the universe, the aura that's around them, right? And so it becomes dangerous at that point. Dudes come out talking all crazy, talking tough 24/7, being arrogant, beating their chest with this machismo and bravado to act like they just the biggest, baddest bully on the block, talking tough Tony talk. And at some point, you keep on knocking at the devil's door. I hate to use that word. Somebody gonna open the door. You know what I mean? And that's where the problem comes into play. Now, granted, there have been situations where individuals have been minding their own business. They was doing their own thing and some negative things happen. But a lot of the stuff that happens to a lot of rappers, a lot of them are perpetuating a street lifestyle. And, they trying to seem real and authentic. So they putting themselves in situations they shouldn't even be in, all to try to big up the street life that they live in. And I know rapping ain't the most dangerous profession, because ain't nothing happened in the Lupe fiasco. Ain't nothing happened in the J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Common. Nothing happened in the Big Sean, Wale. Nothing happened in the Chance the Rapper, so on and so forth. None of these individuals. A lot of stuff is going on and happening amongst street rappers who talk about busting a gun all day, having gang affiliations, and proudly talking about how they stand on business and standing on gang affiliation, so on and so forth. A lot of the trouble and smoke come their way because a lot of times they're antagonizing people in their songs, all this and all of that. And that's what leads to some of this stuff playing out in real life, unfortunately, right? And again, it's certain situations where I saw a rapper and I saw how they carried themselves and how they was like how they was carrying it in general. And I knew, I don't wish this on nobody, but I knew at some point they was going to find themselves in a tift or some type of negative situation. When I saw Troy Ave carrying himself the way he does, I knew that young brother going to be in some crazy smoke at some point in his life. I wasn't wishing it on the young brother, but I can tell by his energy, right? He always want to be the toughest dude on the block. He the most gangster, the most thorough dude around. And, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to him, and he the only one violating brothers. All that energy, I knew at some point that comes around back to you. It does, man. You know what I mean? And even my favorite street rappers from Chicago, when you're perpetuating a certain lifestyle, I keep saying that, but when you out here in songs saying certain things, you talking crazy, talking greasy, and then you still hanging on the block, or you putting yourself in situations to where you can get into not collisions, you get into confrontations with individuals, things can occur, and I'm like, yo, but y'all gotta stop acting like being a rapper is not more dangerous than being at war. That's disrespectful to troops over there really, really putting their life on the line for the country, out there really in the infantry unit, out there trying to keep things fighting terrorists for real. That's disrespectful to them. Bro, no, a lot of y'all are putting yourselves in these situations and positions by stuff that y'all doing and stuff that y'all saying. And that's why some things are occurring. And again, I believe in the law of the land or law of nature or whatever. The energy you put out into the world comes back onto you tenfold. And a lot of brothers is not living right and they not living righteous. And unfortunately, certain things come back to them. And I'm not wishing it on the brothers at all. But like, bro, if you out here talking about you dissing dead ops every other song, you talking about you rolling this one up in a blunt and you will kill this one, you'll shoot that one, and you this block and you this tough, and ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you, and you will do something to somebody before they do something to you, and you the toughest, baddest dude around. Somebody gonna try to challenge that. Somebody gonna try to challenge that energy and say, you think you tough? Okay, we gonna have to see how tough. Like I told y'all, in Chicago, that's the energy here. And I speak on Chicago a lot because this is the only place where I really know the law of the land like the back of my hand, because I've been here all my life, right? Except when I went to college. So I know even the biggest, baddest dude in Chicago, he gonna get challenged at some point. Several times. Because it's dudes in the city that wanna know, you gonna have to show me that. You gonna have to show me how tough you are. You gonna have to stand on that, right? And then that confrontation comes, and then whatever happens occurs with it. But you don't wish these things on people. But when rappers say that, oh, it's dangerous to be a rapper, that's disingenuous to me, because very disingenuous, because a lot of them rappers that I'm naming, the just lyrical rappers or backpack rappers, stuff ain't occurring to them like that. Not like that. Stuff can happen to them. But what I'm saying is that they not out here dissing folks, beating their chest like gorillas, like they King Kong in interviews, talking like they the toughest dudes around and they on a bully time, and acting like they Scarface. They not trying to give off that energy, so it's not coming back to them. But the other dudes out here, rappers talking about they doing this and they bust their gun like this, they end up in positions where they have to bust their gun or somebody try to bust it at them. Because people want to know, are you talking like that? You think you like that? Okay, well, now this is the stage for you to show everything you've been saying in your raps. But I don't like when rappers try to act like it's the most dangerous profession in the world. As Jim Jones and them said that, y'all knock it off, y'all. And I'm a fan of these rappers that I'm talking about. Jim Jones and all that. I'm not a French Montana fan. But Jimmy and stuff like that, I'll be like, I don't like when they say that. It's like, bro, no, it's not. Y'all are trying to live two different lifestyles. You're trying to be a rapper and trying to be a gangster at the same time, not knowing you can't reach for the stars and hold on to the grass at the same time. You got to let one of them go. Preferably, it would be letting the grass go and reaching for the stars. But brothers tend to do the opposite. Hold on to the grass and stop reaching for the stars to try to stay on the block and show the world that they some real top going and they some real official street dude and they standing on business and they a real member or a real stepper. And then in life, they end up having to step for real, or unfortunately, somebody try to step on them. And sometimes the brothers get trampled in the process, right? So, yeah, man, but I just don't like this whole, it's being a rapper like being in Iraq. But no, it's not. It ain't like being in Afghanistan and all that. It's not, bro. It's not like being in Beirut somewhere. Yeah, bro, people over there can walk around with AK-47s and stuff like that, bro. Like, come on. Like, no, that's not what's going on. Even though people got them type of assault rifles for real in a lot of this in urban and inner city communities for sure. It's a whole nother conversation how them Call of Duty guns get into the hood. Y'all know how to get up in there for sure. It ain't getting in there by accident, right? But what I'm saying is that, them dudes, the rappers are like, they're the ones calling that energy upon them, summoning that energy. It's power in your mouth. It's power in the tongue. It's power in thoughts. And brothers got to know, you got to control that. You got to counter that energy much better with the things you admitting into the world and that you are emitting into the airwaves on your music. That's what that is, man. That's just my opinion. What y'all think about it, Machiavelli Mills TV. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in the comment section below. I'm out. Peace.